feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey, and welcome back to the post-show video wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. My name is Lee Heisman. My co-host today, Andrew Somoza, and our guest, Michael Casey. You've seen Michael. He's a tremendous friend of the Tank, of course, and Michael is the founder and owner of Formula IQ. Guys, we're out here on a gorgeous day in Woodstock, Georgia. During COVID times, and that's kind of what we talked about on the show, we are going to have all of our shows outside. We'll figure out what we're going to do in the winter. Either we're going to be wearing winter jackets or hopefully something might have changed by then. But listen, if you want to learn about Michael's products, if you want to learn more about COVID, someone who's been in the healthcare industry, working with the medical field, this was an amazing show. Download us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio. Michael, what an absolute treat having you on the show today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and I think it's, from my standpoint, I'd love to learn more about your product. Like, even if it just takes 30 seconds to tell me about a couple of the products you have out in front of you, and then where you can find it.
Yeah. So to answer that question in a really simple way, every entrepreneur gets better and better at dialing in their pitch about what they do. We make supplements you can feel, and I lead with that as the secondary to that is we make supplements for health professionals, but we are health specific based. So if you go down our line, it's super simple. So if you have anxiety, you take our anxiety IQ. If you have trouble sleeping, you take our sleep IQ. COVID right now, everybody's worried about what? Their immune system. So we have a product called Immune IQ. It's whole food vitamin C, everything that you need for a proactive approach for antiviral herbs, which I think is just super important right now for everyone to keep in mind of bolstering their immune system.
So I know I'm going to be dipping. I almost pulled this out today, which is the respiratory IQ.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, I was going to do it, and Mike said, this is mine. You said I could
That's
have
yours.
And once I drop it, he said, it's going to open up my sinuses. Don't chase it with water. But I might ruin the show if I did this, so I'm just going to take this and do it alone sometime later. But I've known Mike for many, many years, and the man shows up today. You're leaner than ever. You've never looked better. We talk about evolution for entrepreneurs. We talk about entrepreneurs, and we talked about this last week, where entrepreneurs focus on their business, their clients, their employees, but they're never, and most of the time, focusing on themselves. They forget that. And you talked about a pit stop. What did you do recently for you to have this tremendous evolution in your own person?
Great question. I work in the industry. I work with health professionals. I studied complementary and alternative medicine. So for me, I needed to look the part. And I looked in the mirror one day and I realized I wasn't. Over the course of the last 2 years, I would say now, I've probably lost about 100 pounds. And most people would not look at me and know that. They would probably, or who even know me, they would probably not realize that. But as entrepreneurs and business owners, we forget ourselves. And especially, like I said just a second ago, now through COVID, it's all about taking care of yourself. If this pandemic has taught us one thing, it's to be ready for the unexpected. It's to be proactive with our health. And as entrepreneurs, we are burning on both ends, and we've got to take pit stops so we can go further longer and make sure that we're being proactive with stuff like respiratory IQ and products, just so we can help our body adapt to the lifestyles that we're living.
I'm fascinated. So this has been like a learning experience for me. But where can we find out more about? Where do we buy your product? Where can we find your product?
Sure. The cool thing is you can purchase directly online, activatefiq.com, as well as there's a lot of health professionals and practices throughout Atlanta, as we are a Georgia-based company who carry our products. But the easiest way is just to go directly to our website, www.activatefiq.com.
Well, I know this is mine, so I'm already grabbing that. But
and I will get you a kit, yeah.
Please. But for our listeners out there, it's really important to listen to Mike's program and listen to what he just said. As an entrepreneur, as we mentioned before, you're focused on so many areas. You need to focus on yourself, right? Because you need that pit stop. You need to continue to perform at that high level. At the same time, as entrepreneurs, think of this pandemic, right? Everybody's been caught with their pants down. We don't know what to do next. And as an entrepreneur, what you're going to do is you're going to pivot. Look at a lot of those businesses out there that pivot. They take the opportunity, they see another avenue, and they have to pivot and be more liquid. So if you're stuck in your old ways, you're never going to be able to keep up going forward with your business. Guys, thank you so much for being on the program. Andrew, Michael, that was our post-show video wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.